Okay, good evening today. Let us be ready for our class. We're going to look at the linear equations. Linear equations. That is from one work. Linear equations from one work. The topic is linear equations. Linear equations. Let me check. Linear. Good. So we are going straight to examples, and we're going to look at this example. Example, and the question reads: solve the following simultaneous equations. Solve the following simultaneous equations. Now, we have this on the first one, which is 2x plus 3y, which is equal to 600. And then we have x plus 2y, which is equal to 350. Now, we can solve this equation using different approaches. We can use elimination. We can also use substitution method. We have matrices method, that is in form 3, we can use it. Then we have graphical method from that is from 1. So we can use different, in this case we are only going to focus with 2, that is elimination and substitution. We shall arrange for another class for graphical, so that we look on how we can solve the simultaneous equations using graphs. So we can look at the 2. We can start with the substitution. Substitution method. Now, using substitution method, you make one unknown to be the subject, or rather take x or y to be the subject. Using we have this equation 1, 2. We can use equation 2, and we can use x as our unknown, so that we find the value of x. So using equation 2, taking equation 2, we can say x, which is x plus 2y equals to 350. So our value of x is going to be 350 minus 2y. 350 minus 2y. So this is now our value of x. Now we go to equation what? Then we move to equation 1. equation 1. So we substitute the value of x with 350 minus 350 minus 2y. So equation 1 says that we have 2x plus 3y equals to 600. Now, where we have x, we are going to substitute with 350 minus 2y. So we shall have 2 in brackets. Now we substitute x, 350 minus 2y. Now plus 3y equals to what? 600. 2 multiplied by 350 you shall get, that is a 700. Then minus 2 times 2y, we get 4y, plus 3y equals to 600. Good. Now we collect the like terms together. Now we have negative 4y plus 3y, and we have 700. So we can move this 700 to the other side, and it will be negative what? Or 600 minus 700. Now we have negative 4y plus 3y. We shall have negative what? Negative y, which will be equal to 600 minus 700, that is negative what? 100. So we have to remain with y, and we have negative y. So we divide both sides by negative, so it cancels. So divide by negative, both sides cancel. So the value of y will be equal to 100. Now, using any of the equations, either equation 1 or 2, you can substitute the value of y, which is 100, so that you get the value of x. Let's use this one, equation 2, which is x plus 2y equals to 350. Where we have y, we substitute with 100. So we have x plus 2 into 100 equals to 350. So we shall have x plus 200, which will be equal to 350. So the value of x will be now 350 minus 200, which is what? 150. That is how we find the value of x. And your y is here, which is 100. So we've solved this equation using a substitution method, so that we have our value of x to be 150 and y to be 100. That is how you solve the equation using substitution method. Some of you may find it difficult, and therefore let us look for the other way, or the alternative way to work it out. Let us use now elimination, which some of you find it easy. So let us do it just here. So let us look at elimination. The elimination method. Elimination method. The same equation, but we are now going to use elimination method to find the value of x and y. Now, the equation is 2x plus 3y, which is equal to 600, and we have x plus 2y, which is equal to 350. Now, elimination method, you have to make two unknowns equal. In this case, we have 2x, 2y. So we have to make one of them equal. Let us make let us make x the same. So to make x the same, we are going to multiply the first equation by 1, and we are going to multiply the second equation with 2. So that when you multiply 1 times 2x, we are going to get 2x plus 1 times 3y, you will get 3y, which is equal to 600. Now, the second, 2 times 2x, you get 2x plus 2 times 2y, you get 4y, which is equal to 350 times 2, which is what? 700. 700. Now, we have 2x, 2x. Now, to eliminate x, we have to subtract. So we have to subtract equation 2 from equation 1 for us to eliminate what? X. Therefore, we're going to subtract so that we eliminate the value of x. Therefore, 2x minus 2x, you get 0. So that is 0 plus 3y minus 4y. That one you get negative y, which is equal to 600 minus 700. So 600 minus 700, we're going to get negative 100. That way. Then we now find the value of y. So we're going to divide both sides by negative y by negative y. So, sorry, we're going to divide both sides by negative, sorry. To divide both sides by negative, so that we shall have negative going with negative, then that is how the negative sign disappears. So we shall have y equals to 100. Y equals to 100. Now, you substitute the value of y with 100 in any of the equations, taking maybe, let's use equation 2. We can take equation 2. We have x plus 2y equals to 350. Where we have y, we substitute with what? 100. So we have x plus 2 into y, which is 100, equals to 350. So x will be equal to 200. So x plus 200 will be equal to 350. So to find the value of x is 200, and your value of x becomes 150. So as you can see, we are arriving at the same answer. Using elimination, we get the same answer as substitution. The same way, when you use graphs, you're going to get, when you use matrices, you're going to get the same answers. So that is how we calculate or solve simultaneous equation using the two methods, either elimination or substitution. Now, let us move to another example. Another example. Uh, Another example. I'll prefer we look at one example, which is a word equation. Word question, so that you can derive the two equations from a word question, then you solve using either elimination or substitution. So this question, you can write it, write the equation. So we have a question, this is question 2. So Musa spent 207 shillings to buy 7 exercise books. To buy 7 exercise books. Four exercise books and 4 pens. 4 pens. While Alan spent 165 shillings to buy 5 exercise books. 5 exercise books and 5 pens. And 5 pens of the same type. Of the same type. Now find the cost of each item. Of each item. The cost of each item. So now that is now a complete question. So you have to look at the solution. So the question reads, Musa spent 207 shillings to buy 7 exercise books and 4 pens, while Alan spent 165 shillings to buy 5 exercise books and 5 pens of the same type. So the books and the pens are of the same type. Now, the question now wants us to find the cost of each item. Now, the cost of each book and each pen. So, we have now to digest the question well and know from the question, we can see us to form 2 equations, then solve them. Now, we can form 2 linear equations by letting the number of books be x and pens y, or the number of books to be b, and the number of pens to be p, any of your choice. So with me, you're used to x and y, so let me let the number let the number of books be let me use B, and pens be P. Pens be P. Now we have now our unknowns, which are the books B and P. Now they're saying Musa spent 207 shillings to buy 7 exercise books and 4 pens. So we have 7 exercise books, that is 7B, and 4 pens, that is 4P, which will cost a total of 207 shillings. On the other hand, Alan is buying 5 books and 5 pens at a total of 165 shillings. So we formed 2 equations. We have this is equation 1, and we have the second one, equation 2. Equation 1 and equation 2. Now we can use either elimination or substitution to solve this. Let us use elimination to solve this. We can still use substitution and arrive at the same answer. Now, with elimination, we've said that you have to make one of the unknowns to be equal. And then in this case, I suggest we make P equal or the same. So we shall have to multiply the first equation with 5 and the second equation with 4 to make them the unknown P to be the same. So we're going to take 7 times 5. So we shall have 35B plus 5 times 4. We shall have 20P, which will be equal to 207 times 5, which is around 1035. And equation 2, 4 by 5B, we get 20B plus 5P, and that is a 5P times 4, we get 20P, which will be equal to 165 times 4, and that is 660. 660. So we have P. So to eliminate P, we have to subtract the first one, the equation 2 from equation 1. Therefore, we're going to subtract so that we eliminate P. So we shall have 35 minus 20, which is 15B. And therefore, we've eliminated P, whereby we are taking 20 minus 20, which is 0. And then this one will give us 1035 minus 660. We are going to get 375. 375. So we find the value of B by dividing both sides by B by B. So B, we are going to divide both sides by 15. 15, 15, 15, 15. So our B will become, that is at 375 divided by 15, we get 25. So that means one book costs what? 25 shillings. And therefore, let us use B books to find the number of, or the price of a pen. So we can use equation. We can use equation 2. We can still use 2. Any can work, but in this case, let me use 2. So we have 5B plus 5P, which is equal to 165. So where we have B, we substitute with 25. So we shall have 5 times b, which is 25, plus 5p equals to 165. So 25 by 5, that is 125, plus that is 5p, which gives us 165. So to remain with the 5p on this side, 125 has to move on the other sides, and it becomes minus 125. Therefore, 5p will be equal to 165 minus 125. We get 40. Get 40. Now, divide by 5, divide by 5, and p becomes what? 8. So that means each book costs 25, and each pen costs what? 8 shillings. So books, that is a book, equal each at 25, and a pen equal each at what? At 8. So you can always confirm your answer if it's true, so that you can get a 7 times b, that is books 25, plus 4 times 8, it has to give you what? 207. So 7 times that is going to give you what? 207. 207. So that is it. That is how we solve word equations using the simultaneous equations. We can still use substitution. And the same, we've used elimination. We can use substitution, and we arrive at the same answer. So let us look at something small on the same. Tuangalie another last example. Then, using this example, we shall use graphs. In our next lesson, we shall use graphs to solve the equations. So these equations we are going to do the last one. We shall confirm with a graphical method in our next class to confirm if we shall arrive at the same answer. So now this one, the third one, just solve the following simultaneous equations. Solve this following simultaneous equations. So you have x. So we have x plus 3y equals to 5, and we have 5x plus 7y equals to 9. So we'll take note of this example, because we shall use the same example to solve using graphical method. We shall use graphical method to solve the same example. So we can use either elimination, substitution to solve this. Now the question is open. Use any of the approaches, As for me, you can use any. So let me use now that the last example we've used elimination. Now you can use substitution so that we grasp the content well. So let us use substitution. Then from tomorrow we shall use what? The graphical methods. That one will take another lesson. Now let us use elimination. Substitution. So we have x plus 3y. So we want to make one of the unknowns the subject. So from this is equation 1, then this is equation 2. Now from equation 1, we shall say x will be equal to 5. This one, when it moves to the other side, it becomes minus 3y. So where we have x, we are going to substitute with 5 minus 3y. So using now equation 2, using equation 2, we can say 5x plus 7y equals to 9. Now, where we have x, you substitute with the 5 minus 3y. 5 minus 3y. So we have 5 into 5 minus 3y. Then you close the brackets. Plus 7y, which is equal to 9. Now 5 times 5, that is 25, minus 15y, plus 7y, which is equal to what? Which is equal to 9. Now up to there, now you collect the like terms together. So you can move 25 to the other side and remain with the negative 15y plus 7y, which will give us 9 minus 25. So negative 15 plus 7 will give us negative 8y. So we shall have negative 8y equals to 9 minus 25, and we get what? Negative 16. Now divide both sides by negative 8 by negative 8. So this one cancels. Then negative 16 divided by negative 8, you get what? You get 2. If I'm not wrong, yes. You get 2. So our y becomes what? Our y becomes 2. Now, since we have y, we now calculate the value of x. So you can use any of the equations. Let me use equation 1, which says x plus 3y equals to 5. Now x plus 3y equals to 5. Now where we have y, substitute with 2. So we're having x plus 3 into 2, which is equal to 5. Now x plus 2 by 3, that is 6, equals to 5. Now x will be equal to, this 6 will move to this other side, will be equal to 5 minus 6. And the value of x will finally become 5 minus 6, you get negative 1. This one now becomes our value for x. So x becomes negative 1. Negative 1. So that is how we find it. Negative 1 and y equals to 2. So that is the way we solve the simultaneous equations. You can have a look at it. I hope you are getting it from where you are. In case of any question, you'll ask in the next class, which I hope we shall meet on Google. Then we interact more. I have another question. But this question, we're going to do it so that I look at it tomorrow during our normal class time. So I'm going to give you some few assignments for you today's work. I'm going to write it here as I give it as exercise. Now solve the following linear equations. Solve the following linear equations. Solve the following linear equations. A, we have a P plus 2Q, which is equal to 4. Then we have 0.5P minus 32Q, which will be equal to negative 10. Then we have B. B 3x minus a third y, which is equal to a half, and x plus a third y equals to 5/6. 5/6. So then lastly is number C. These are easy. So a third into x plus 3, x plus y. Then we have 1/4, that is a quarter, into x minus y equals to 1. So that is it. We shall work them out, and then we shall look at them the first 10 minutes of tomorrow's class. Okay. Now, thank you for your time. Good night.